Let's talk about the T2. You mentioned that earlier. That's you guys' oldest machine. Bit of a big investment for that one. So is this for kind of larger grows? What's it for?
Yeah, for sure. So our T2, like I mentioned earlier, that's our first unit we put out to market in '07. The T2 finds its way in really a variety of different grows. We have a lot of commercial cultivations that run the T2 in indoor settings, green door for light depth settings, and even outdoor for sure. As far as quality of cut, it's very comparable to the T4. It really just kind of comes down to like your room environments prior to going into trimming. So really dialing in the dry prior to going into trimming. But the main differences on the T2 compared to the T4, I would say it's a little bit more easier to onboard employees on a T2 than it would be a T4, simply just because you don't have those variations of speed control. The blade on blade contact or the RPMs you're getting off the motor is set speed, and that's same to be said even for the tumbler. The main difference as far as throughput capacity is a wider and longer tumbler. Higher plant count cultivations in indoor, greenhouse, and outdoor typically will go with the T2 compared to a T4, simply just to cut down the hours needed to get through a harvest. Super easy to still break down and maintain and dial in the blades on that unit. The throughput capacity compared to say a T2 to a T4 on drying, your T4 is typically a conservative throughput rate on dry cannabis on that is anywhere between 10 and 12 pounds an hour versus, the T2 is anywhere between 16 and 18 pounds an hour is typically what we see, and those are conservative numbers. You still have the option to build out those T2s, run them in tandem, have inbound, outbound conveyors, and even utilize some of our other new technology on the outbound with T2s, like Marvel for grading the cannabis and sorting the cannabis afterwards.